You want to know something that happens on every single firing line at every single range across this country? People trade guns constantly. They buy something new, shoot it for 6 months, get bored or frustrated or disappointed, and sell it. It is almost a ritual at this point. The constant churn of buying and selling and upgrading that never actually ends. But then there are the other people, the ones who have been running the same pistol for 10, 15, 20 years. The ones who, when you ask them what they carry, tell you the same answer they gave you in 2010. The ones who look at you slightly confused when you ask if they have considered switching because the thought genuinely never crossed their mind. Those are the shooters this video is built around, because when you track those shooters down and ask them what they are running, 4 names keep coming up. Not 20, not 10, 4. And they come up so consistently across so many different types of shooters in so many different environments that the pattern is impossible to ignore. Today, we are breaking down the only 4 handguns that generate 0 buyer's remorse, 0 regret, and 0 desire to replace them no matter how many new guns hit the market. These are not the newest guns. They are not the flashiest guns. They are the ones that have been proven in the harshest military environments on Earth, trusted by elite special operations units, run by competition shooters for millions of rounds, and carried by civilians who will tell you with complete conviction that they will never need another pistol as long as they live. We are counting them down from 4 to 1, and by the time we reach the top of this list, you're going to understand exactly what separates a genuinely great pistol from everything else the industry is trying to sell you. Let's go. Number 4. CZ75. There is a saying in competitive shooting circles that goes something like this. The CZ75 is the world's most copied pistol for the same reason that great architecture gets replicated, because the original got it so completely right that everyone else has been trying to catch up ever since. There are reasons the CZ75 is one of the most copied handguns in the world, and those reasons are not marketing, they are engineers. When František Kuki designed the CZ75 in 1975, he made one decision that changed everything about how the pistol shoots. He flipped the slide rail geometry. On almost every other semi-automatic pistol in existence, the slide rides on the outside of the frame. On the CZ75, the slide rides inside the frame rails. That single engineering choice creates a lockup so tight and a cyclic action so smooth that shooters who fire one for the first time consistently use the same word to describe it: vault-like. The CZ75 features a Browning-style linkless cam locking system, where the barrel tilts during cycling but remains fully supported during lockup. This is a proven straightforward system that balances simplicity and reliability. Combined with the all-steel frame that absorbs recoil rather than transmitting it to your hands, the result is a pistol that shoots flatter and more comfortably than almost anything in the same size and caliber class. The ergonomics are what convert people permanently. The CZ75 grip allows most shooters to close their hands tighter than on competing designs, which directly improves control and accuracy. Nothing points more naturally than a CZ75 or its variants. The generous beaver tail drives your firing hand high on the frame. The bore axis drops so low that muzzle flip becomes almost academic. Your front sight comes back to the same point of aim after every shot with a consistency that polymer pistols at this price point simply cannot replicate. The CZ75 is one of the most exceptionally reliable full-size 9mm pistols ever built. It is in use by numerous police forces and militaries worldwide, and its inherent mechanical accuracy has made it the dominant platform in competitive shooting at the highest levels. The running joke among CZ owners is that the only flaw of the CZ75 is how addictive it becomes. You buy one and within 18 months your safe has 3 more variants in it. That is not a design flaw. That is loyalty that the gun earned one flawless trigger pull at a time. Specs: caliber 9mm, capacity 16+1, barrel 4.72 inches, frame all steel, weight 35.2 ounces, Price, $580 to $650. The verdict: 50 years in production. Copied by dozens of manufacturers. Trusted by militaries and competition shooters across the globe. The CZ75 is not on this list because it is nostalgic. It is on this list because nothing at its price has ever done what it does as well as it does it. Number 3. Beretta 92 FS. Let's be direct about something before we talk about the 92 FS. This pistol served as the primary sidearm of the United States Armed Forces from 1985 to 2017. 32 years. Through Desert Storm, through Iraq, through Afghanistan, through every major American military deployment across 3 decades, in environments ranging from the scorching sand of the Iraqi desert to the freezing mountain elevations of Afghanistan. Think about what that means from a pure engineering validation standpoint. The United States military does not just test a pistol in a controlled environment and call it good. They run it through conditions that would destroy the average consumer firearm in a single afternoon. Fine sand that infiltrates every moving part. Extreme heat that causes metals to expand beyond design tolerances. Bitter cold that turns lubricants into paste. And then they hand that pistol to 18-year-olds who may or may not clean it with any regularity and expect it to function on demand under life-threatening pressure. The Beretta 92 FS not only survived that environment, it thrived in it. The 92 FS uses an open-top slide design with a locking block system that is known for extreme reliability and smooth cycling even in dirty conditions. This design offers increased reliability in ejection and a lighter slide for faster cycling, providing excellent feed reliability, especially with hollow point ammunition. The Beretta 92 FS served as the M9 sidearm of the United States military for 25 years. The all-metal frame absorbs recoil beautifully, the sight pictures clean, and there is a mechanical precision to the controls that modern striker-fired guns simply do not replicate. The open top slide is the design feature that separates the 92 FS from everything else. Look down at the barrel from above when the slide is closed and you can see the barrel almost completely exposed. That is not an aesthetic choice, and it is not an accident. It means that when a spent casing ejects, it has an enormous amount of open real estate to travel through before it can possibly cause a problem. Stovepipe malfunctions where a casing gets trapped in the ejection port are mechanically near impossible on a 92 FS simply by virtue of how much room the design provides. The Beretta 92 FS is a hammer-fired recoil-operated semi-automatic pistol with a double-action trigger, coming with a 4.9-inch barrel, 15+1 capacity, and a weight of 34.4 ounces when unloaded, often claimed to be the best Beretta 92 model ever made. And in 2026, Beretta introduced the 92 GTS, the most significant update to the 92 series in years. The 92 GTS integrates twin sear technology, which ensures a flawlessly smooth transition from action to safe mode via frame-mounted decocking levers, representing a massive ergonomic and tactical upgrade over the traditional slide-mounted safety of the original design, allowing for manipulation without altering the firing grip. The most common complaint about the original 92 FS, the slide-mounted safety that required grip adjustment to operate, has been solved completely. Specs: caliber 9mm, capacity 15+1, barrel 4.9 inches, frame aluminum alloy, weight 34.4 ounces, price $700 to $800. The verdict: 32 years as the official sidearm of the United States Armed Forces is not a credential. It is a statement of absolute, unquestionable reliability. The 92 FS does not generate complaints because it has never given its owners a reason to complain. And the 2026 92 GT finally addresses the one criticism the original design carried for decades. Number 2. SIG Sauer P226. If the Beretta 92 FS is the pistol that won the US military contract, the SIG P226 is the pistol that the most elite operators in the world chose anyway. Here is the history that matters. In the 1984 XM9 service pistol trials, the US military was choosing a replacement for the Colt 1911. two finalists emerged from the most rigorous military pistol testing ever conducted: the Beretta 92FS and the SIG P226. The Beretta won, not on performance or price. The CG was the better performing pistol, but it cost more per unit, and the military chose the cheaper option. The Navy SEALs noticed. They purchased the P226 independently, designated it the Mark 25, and carried it as their primary sidearm for decades afterward. When the most capable special operations force in the world looks at what the general military selected and quietly goes and buys something else, that tells you everything you need to know about where the performance ceiling actually sat. The P226 is the gun that nearly beat the Beretta 9.2 in the original US military pistol trials. It lost on price, not performance. Navy SEALs adopted the P226 as the Mark 25 anyway, and it served as the primary sidearm for SEAL teams for decades. Despite the overall market dominance of polymer striker-fired weapons, the all-metal double-action single-action SIG P226 X5 Legion maintains an incredibly devout following, registering high discussion volumes from purists and specialized units in 2026. The 40th anniversary models and X-Legion variants feature heavy alloy frames that completely neutralize the recoil impulse of the 9mm cartridge, allowing for exceptionally fast strings of fire. The trigger on the P226 Legion, with the short reset trigger, is the feature that stops conversations. The DA/SA trigger on the P226 Legion with SRT is genuinely world-class. The first double-action pull is smooth and manageable, and the single-action follow-up is short, light, and breaks like glass. The X-Ray 3-day and night sights are among the best factory sights on any pistol. Proponents point to the inherent safety of the heavy, deliberate double-action first trigger pull, combined with the extreme precision of the subsequent light single-action shots, as the ideal characteristic profile for high-stress duty deployment. It boasts extreme mechanical longevity and a track record that spans decades of elite naval and federal service. Shooters who have carried the same P226 for 15 or 20 years and pushed extraordinary round counts through it report never replacing a single extractor or recoil spring. That is not normal mechanical longevity. That is a pistol built to a standard that the market has largely abandoned in the pursuit of reducing manufacturing cost. Specs: caliber 9mm, capacity 15+1, barrel 4.4 inches, frame alloy steel, weight 34 ounces, price $1,100 to $1,399 Legion variants. The verdict: the pistol that the U.S. military chose on price and the Navy SEALs rejected that decision for. The P226 is the apex of the traditional metal frame service pistol, mechanically precise, operationally proven at the highest level, and built to a durability standard that makes its price look reasonable the moment you understand what you are actually holding. Number 1. Glock 19, Gen 6. Before anyone types anything in the comments, hear this out completely. Yes, it is a polymer pistol. Yes, it does not have the sweeping, ergonomic lines of the CZ75 or the military heritage of the Beretta or the SEAL team credentials of the P226. And yes, it is, in purely aesthetic terms, the least visually impressive gun on this entire list. None of that matters. The Glock 19 does not ask you to admire it, it asks you to rely on it. And the difference between a pistol you admire and a pistol you rely on is the entire difference between a range toy and a defensive tool. The Glock 19 Gen 6 launched January 20th, 2026, and has completely saturated professional and civilian discourse, securing the undisputed top position in duty pistol rankings. Engineering evaluations highlight the factory flat-face trigger and standardized optics-ready slides as major generational leaps that bring the platform up to modern standards without sacrificing its core identity. During initial 2026 end-user testing, the Gen 6 digested heavy round counts of mixed ammunition profiles with zero malfunctions. The Gen 6 brings genuine, meaningful updates. a factory flat face trigger with a cleaner perceived break. The new TF6 grip texture combines two different texture patterns into one surface for improved performance and comfort simultaneously. An integrated palm swell that contours naturally to the hand. An enlarged beaver tail for a higher, more consistent grip. A dedicated thumb rest built into the frame for recoil management. And a new native optics mounting system that accepts Aimpoint Acro, RMR, and Delta Point Pro footprints, using semi-compressible shims between the optic and slide that prevent screw loosening under recoil. The entire pistol consists of approximately 34 individual components. From a mechanical engineering standpoint, fewer moving parts means a statistically lower probability of catastrophic failure under stress. That simplicity is deliberate. The Glock 19 has had tens of thousands of rounds through examples with no failures to feed, no failures to fire, and no failures to eject across extended torture testing, documented by high-volume shooters worldwide. You can bury it in mud, submerge it in water, kick it down a gravel road, leave it baking in the back of a vehicle in direct summer sun, pick it up, press the trigger. It puts a round downrange. That is not a sales pitch. That is a documented operational reality that 40-plus years of global military and law enforcement deployment has proven beyond any reasonable argument. The most common review from a Glock 19 owner sounds like this: bought it a decade ago, carried it every single day, it has never once failed to function. When you are selecting a primary tool for the defense of your family under the worst imaginable circumstances, that track record is the only metric that truly holds weight. The sheer volume of positive sentiment regarding its massive aftermarket ecosystem support is unmatched by any other platform. The introduction of the V-Series mechanical architecture specifically designed to prevent unauthorized installation of fully automatic components has been met with significant approval from law enforcement procurement divisions. Is the CZ75 trigger more refined? Yes. Is the P226 built to a higher mechanical standard? Arguably. Is the Beretta more historically significant? Without question. But the Glock 19 does everything those guns do well enough. And it does it in every condition, every time, in a package that 1,500 law enforcement agencies across 60-plus countries have staked their officers' lives on. That is what number one looks like. Specs: caliber 9mm, capacity 15+1, barrel 4.02 inches, weight 23.6 ounces, MSRP $745. The verdict: not the most refined, not the most prestigious, the most reliable, most proven, most trusted compact pistol in the history of modern firearms. The Glock 19 Gen 6 is number one because 40 years of global operational proof says it is, and no amount of preference for prettier options changes that reality. 4 pistols, 0 complaints, 0 regret, 0 desire to replace them. The CZ75 for the shooter who values ergonomic perfection and competition-proven accuracy above everything else. The Beretta 92 FS for the shooter who wants 32 years of military validation in their hands. The SIG P226 for the shooter who wants what the world's most elite operators quietly went and chose when nobody was watching. And the Glock 19 Gen 6 for the shooter who wants the most proven, most trusted, most indestructible compact pistol the modern firearms industry has ever produced. You cannot make a bad decision from this list. Every gun here has earned its reputation through decades of real-world performance in conditions that expose every weakness a design has. Drop the one from this list that is sitting in your safe in the comments right now. And if none of them are, tell us which one you are picking up first.